Hey y'all, I'm gonna get this video started before, I end up not doing it at all because I've been trying to do it once again all day. And since like 2 o'clock, and I think it's like 8 o'clock, pushing 8 o'clock, and oh goodness, past my bedtime probably. Someone might have a bedtime. Someone's kid might be wreaking havoc. Maybe a young kid. I got that before I even got on here. When I came into my office, it looked like a kid ransacked the lobby. Like there was pennies all over, lights on that aren't usually on, another something or other. All the chairs were pulled out, all the decorative things were moved in the middle, and the coffee scooper was on the floor. That might be pertinent for someone. I don't know. I walked in and was like, okay. And then I picked everything up and turned the lights off and the whole 9 yards. Pushed the chairs in. That might be pertinent for someone. Before I got up here, I was hearing the names Kenneth, Kevin, Kendra, Keith, Quad, and Quad deer. And deer, like it could be like a animal deer, or like that's my deer, like a figure of speech. I went to one of the conservative towns around my way in Pennsylvania, the deep state. I also found out some weird facts, I guess. I don't think they're fun, but you might. I don't. Someone might be going to cadet school. Anyways, I was going through a conservative neighborhood not far from where I live. And I was driving through it, and I had on this brand new music I'd never heard before. And I just like really love this guy's music and rap. I wanted to share it with you. Like, he really speaks some serious truth about what's going on in the world. And I had it playing real loud, and then I was driving through the town, and this lady was walking her dog, and oh my God, she stopped walking her dog, did one of these, and was like, so I'm almost in shock that she had that kind of reaction. So I had to drive around the block and then replay it and go slower just so she could hear it again. And what I got from that was, a lot of times people don't want to hear the truth because it's offensive. And how dare somebody speak the truth because that's super offensive. Let me tell you, this guy is a lyrical genius and must have a lot of research and knowledge on the elite, Illuminati, whatever you want to call them, the people in power, the 5 families, where it trickles down into the government and even trickles up to the New World Order. That might be significant to someone. New World Order, backwards is OWN. OWN. Was that like Oprah's? Was that her show or something? Her own network. Anyways, I was listening to something last night that was super interesting. I'm going to tell you about that other fact I learned today. I'm going to tell you about a couple things, and I want to tell you who that music artist was. Let me see if I can find it here. Okay, so the song that or the music artist, I should say, I was listening to earlier on YouTube and my friend just ended up liking it. I said this dude's beats and truth are this dude's lyrics and beats are the truth. It's called Bez Believe Music. Bez Believe Music. And this is what the front of it looks like. Anyways, his songs are really like Eminem shit. Like, he says so much so quickly in such a truthful manner that it's mind-blowing. Clearly, because that woman today stopped in her tracks with her dog on a main road and turned her head and dropped her jaw. Listen to this guy's lyrics. I'm telling you. And then I was getting, I owe someone an apology because of all their conspiracy theorists. And now guess what? It's truth. So the song that I think was playing when I drove by that lady was Paint the Town Red. And then another song by him was Fuck the Illuminati, Epstein Island, Disc number 2. I haven't got a chance to get into more of his content because I was busy doing literal bullshit the whole entire day. It was ridiculous. I don't even want to go into that. That's a whole other ball game, which reminds me of one of the fun facts I wanted to also share with you. But Joe Fells, this is also on YouTube, Joefelz. He has some books that are just mind-blowing. Like from the, I think one was like from 1790s. Books from like the Bible and all kinds of crazy stuff. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, he pulled down this one binding and it had like the United States Constitution like written on it. It was so weird. I don't know if I can show you guys or not on here. But I'll show you what his page looks like. I don't think I can show you his content, but I can show you his page because that's free to share. This is what it looks like. Joe Fells. And the books that he has, wow. He does all kinds of different content on there. It's not just books, but the books that that man has. And he talks about starting up his own library to digitize the books that he does have. So check them out. Both of those guys. That one guy's music lyrics are just amazing and powerful. Somebody's birthday might be coming up here in March. Someone's name might be Howard. I have a friend's name that's Howard. That's his birthday's coming up, and he tells me every time I see him. I was watching this video on the girl from Charmed last night, and I have ADHD at the highest level, and my attention span isn't the greatest, but I ended up watching this 2-hour video on this woman, and that's not like me. So it was interesting, and it was about all this bullshit in Hollywood. And I think her name was Rose McGowan. She did this 2-hour interview, and wow. She was talking about Harvey Weinstein, and he's in the state, or from the state that's next to me. And he looked like a mafia boss, And his birthday, I think I looked it up, and it was like March 16th. I could be wrong about that, but I'm just saying. Somebody could have been stuck in a time loop. I know that sounds so weird, right? Like, some of you are like, time loop, what's that? Well, if you know, you know. I don't know why that's pertinent for somebody. Someone could have recently went fine wine dining, perhaps to the New York wineries. Someone could have recently went to Crystal Geyser. Someone could have recently went to a self-care aware kind of retreat. Or maybe they need to go to that kind of retreat. Somebody wants to go to the shoe convention. It's like a Nike shoe convention or something. Somebody wants to go to the Comic-Con convention. Someone wants to go to a fur coat convention. Somebody wants to start their own convention. Listen, if you're going to do it, do it. Find a life coach that specializes in stuff like that. They'll get you well on your way. And if they don't know how to get you there, they'll find somebody that does if you have a good enough life coach. I'm just saying. That's something to look into if you want to start your own convention. I know people that did home shows and stuff and made lots of money from and got lots of free furniture from all the stuff that they bring into the home shows. So if you're thinking about doing that, I always wanted to have a convention with the medical marijuana companies. You know, like maybe someone should start that. I mean, maybe I should start that, but I have two other things that are super important in my life. Well, I shouldn't say 2, 3 because my kids are number one. But the other 2 things I want to start. But someone, if you want to have a cannabis convention with like all the growers, which I know they do have many, you know, like things of that nature. But if you actually want to do like a home show, or like with the growing process or growing products for these grows in dispensaries, go for it. I'm here giving you the message. Yes, you're supposed to do it. Did you hear that? Confirmation. My phone just vibrated. So that might be for somebody. Someone might have a tracker on your phone. Someone might have a tracker on your car. Someone might have a tracker on you in your shoes. Who are you dealing with? Someone might drive a red car. I don't know why that's significant. A little red sports car. I hope they're not the person tracking you. They might have a red envelope somewhere in their house, or you might associate them with a red envelope, or maybe you see them with a red envelope. I don't know. That's what they're telling me. This solar eclipse ring of fire energy. I got so many messages on the way here. I'm probably never going to remember them. I never do. Not all of them. Probably like, I'd say honest to God, 10%. Any channeler will tell you that. Guess what I found? They changed kind of the same. And once again, these people are not sponsoring me, but why are my dresses so staticky? I'm going to have to look that up. It smells different than when I used it as a kid. They changed the formula. I can tell just by the smell. My smell is so heightened. Like, so heightened. I'm going to turn this around because I keep looking at the opposite end of the camera. So if you keep wondering why I'm looking the opposite way, that's why. Goodness gracious, guys. Someone might be dealing with an Xfinity. And God forbid if you are, Comcast or whatever. Yo. Listen. What a joke. Dealing with 1-800 numbers. First of all, I dealt with all kinds of bullshit today. I'm so sick of the bullshit, let me tell you. Trying to think of the other messages I was getting. Someone else might be sick of the bullshit too. Somebody's house may have failed inspection. I don't know who that's for, but somebody's house may have failed inspection and now they're rethinking things. Someone may have failed your expectations when you walked into their home. That could be for somebody. When you walked in their home, you're like, oh my God, I would have never expected this person to live like this. I don't know who that's for. I want to say 334. That could be someone's address. I don't know why that's significant, but yeah, someone, you just walk into their house and you're like, you want to be like, oh my God, you live like this? And like, you can't say it to them because like they're so well put together. And I'm getting this message, that's why they're so well put together, because that's only the thing that they concentrate on is their job. Everything else is a disaster in their life. That's just what I'm getting. This could be the person that went to the fine dining wineries or whatever. Just saying. There could have been 6 of you on the trip. Someone might be spiritual and into crystals that went on the trip with you, who keeps telling all of you that you're all going to get infinite abundance, and one of you of the group is like, no, this bitch is crazy. But you love her, but you're just like skeptical of anything she ever says, ever, no matter what it is that comes out of her mouth. Somebody may have got acquitted. I don't know what the hell that was for. Speaking of court bullshit, I just went to the grocery store, and I saw, so I don't know if, I'm 42 years old. I've said a couple things on different videos. But anyways, I'm 42 years old. I have 4 children. The first 3 were to my ex-husband, who I was married to for like 18 years. And we're like best friends, but hate each other. It's hard to describe. If you know, you know. There's a thin line between love and hate. But then I had a 4th child. And I only spent a weekend with her father. And we go to court like every 4 months for the last 4 years. It's ridiculous. And he's like a woman and I'm like a man, but it's okay. It is what it is. What are you going to do about it? So I went to the grocery store and I saw his lawyer and her daughter. And I know they saw me from afar. And I looked at her the whole time because I was going to smile at her, you know, and she looked up at me because she knows who I am, because we go to court every 4 months for the last 4 years. So I'm sure she knows who I am. How could she not know who I am? And, you know, I'm kind of hard to miss. So the whole time I stared at her, dead in her eyes, and she's done this to me before. She just doesn't look at me. She'll look down at the ground. I'm getting Winehouse's lawyer. She don't ever look to the ground. Never. She wouldn't dare look to the ground. Because she's only shooting for the sky. That's what I'm getting, people. That's what they said. Someone saying it might be Sarah, Super Sarah. Do you call her Super Sarah because you're like, oh yeah, does she work with you? And she's like the RA of the group. So y'all call her like Super Sarah. Like, that's hysterical. I don't know who that's for. It's Super Sarah doing the sun dance. Yo, stop. I am so sorry. I try not to say anything mean about anyone, and I don't even know Super Sarah. Sarah might really be super. Who knows? Maybe it might be you guys that are the problem. I don't know. Someone might have flyaway wispies on their hair, like the girls, like the girls, you know, that, what should I say, that have I call them wispies. I don't know what the hell the girls that, they go like this, and they like, put them down with gel or something. Edges. Someone might lay their edges, or want to lay your edges. Someone might want to lay your edges. Are you looking like a hot mess or what? That's for somebody. Someone doesn't want you on the screen. Someone doesn't want you on either side of the screen. What the world does that mean? They don't want you watching stuff and they don't want you making content. Like, what? Okay. So, why not? You might just get educated, or you might educate someone else. Like, I don't know what the problem is here. I'm getting this ring and a grandmother that may have had something similar to this. I haven't even pulled a deck of cards out yet, y'all. I've been getting channeled messages all day long. Jumbo shrimp and a baby grand. Oh my God. Was someone just recently at some kind of party or event or ball or dance or prom where there was like literally like a baby grand piano and they served like jumbo shrimp? That could be for somebody. I spent 3 hours today with a very nice gentleman. He was a great guy. He handled everything very well. Very, I don't even know what the word would be. I want to say compliant, but that's not, maybe that is the word. Very compliant. I spent 3 hours with this gentleman today who is very compliant, very helpful, very nice, just trying to do his job. God love him. Him and I were dealing with the same I don't even know what to say, both of us we were in different branches, but we're dealing with the same thing, if that makes sense. And for as long as this program's been around, neither of us knew our ass from the hole in the wall. That might be for somebody. And I'm not in any form of power. He's in a form of power. And I appreciated so much that he let me know how uneducated he was in this department. And I respected him so very dearly for that. It just meant like the world to me. And I was in shock, to be quite honest. You know, he had to call other people to ask the answer. And then I had to make a phone call after that, kind of similar to that. And he didn't know the answer to it either. The help desk didn't know the answer to it. They had to ask somebody else, their supervisor, who then referred me to the executive office. The executive office. Yes, I have the executive office number now. Like, because that's how, like, now, like, so the executor is probably going to have to make an executive decision because someone needs an answer. That could be for someone, like, someone might be an executor of a will, someone might be making executor decisions, someone might have a power of attorney, someone might be not trying to deal with the executor in a nice way to say it, trying to kick the executor out, like, yeah, I'm not dealing with you, like, we'll just brush them under the table and do it, but they have to. It's like, you're like, oh God, like, see, you're just like, this is a mess. Too many hands in the pot is what I'm hearing. I think that's all for the messages. I feel like, I mean, we're at 23:23 when I just looked at that, so I feel like, I don't know, I'm not pulling cards for this reading. I'll be back on here very directly. I have like a list. I just saw 333, a list a mile long, and I'm not joking. Oh my God, it's always something with me, you guys. Oh my gosh. That might be for somebody. It's always something in your life. I was going to buy this house, and I was so excited about it, and it was so great. And the shit that happened with it was so crazy. And I know everything happens for a reason, so I'm, like, not sad. Like, I'm feeling, what do I want to say? I don't want to say satisfied, because that's definitely not the word, but someone might be satisfied with some kind of decision that had to do with the house. Maybe you got the house and he didn't. I don't know. But I feel, settled and calm and okay with the outcome. I don't know why I do feel that way, but I definitely do. So that might be for someone. You might be like all upset about something that's going on in your life, or with a house or a vehicle or something, but everything's like gonna work out in the long run. Like, you just wait 3 or 4 months, or 3 to 4 months or 6 months. I'm getting 3 to 4 or 6 to 9. And if you just wait that amount of time, you're going to be like, this is why. You're going to be like, this is why. And you're going to be like, this is exactly why. And I'm so glad that didn't go through. And you're just going to be like thanking your lucky stars. Like, and all your ancestral lineage. That's what I'm getting. I mean, obviously you're going to thank God, but you thank God every day. I would like to think, although who knows. I really want you guys to look up those two people, especially if you're interested in books. If you're interested in books, like I am very much interested in books. And I don't mean like digital books. I'll listen to audiobooks. There's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. I was just looking about being an archivist for cursive Sanskrit. They're trying to digitize because nobody knows how to read cursive anymore. And they need literally people right now, before cursive is completely dead, to transcript these manuscripts. Or, I'm sorry, transcribe transcripts and manuscripts. Why am I getting both of those? Somebody needs to transcribe manuscripts. And they're in cursive. And, like, they need to do it in the next, I want to say 100 years, but, honey, if you don't do it in the next, like, 100 days, I don't know why I'm getting that. Might be for somebody. I just went to the store the other day, talked to this girl who's my age, and her store came so far from when she first opened it. And, oh, she's such a little sweetheart. She looked like she didn't age a day, and I haven't seen her in years. She's so, so, so sweet. Oh, my gosh, I just love her to death. She's definitely an empath and a healer. She said the people that come into her shop don't know how to sign their name. That might be for somebody. I just saw this movie the other day. It was so good. And it was something writing. It was about a teacher that was teaching these kids in a low income, high crime area. And she was trying to teach them how to read and write. And they were in like high school and they didn't know how. And pretty much like even the principal and everyone said that they'll be lucky if they're not dead by the time they even, like, you know what I mean? It was just, I can't remember what the movie was called. And they basically told this teacher, don't waste your time on these inner city kids. I know you're from the country and really trying to help somebody and make a difference, but that they're not worth it. They're too far gone. Well, she bought all of them notebooks. That's it. They just had to do one journal entry about their life a day. And then she'd read about it. And guess what? She lost. She lost. She may have lost her mind reading all the trauma those kids went through. But she learned more than she taught the kids. And then she ended up teaching them. But I feel like she learned a whole lot more on the way from, I want to say 28 kids, and things that she read in those journal entries from all those days than she learned in her college education about how the world really is. That might be for somebody. Something about a college professor. I was getting that earlier. Something about a college professor. I want to say they could be in the arts or they could be teaching. I want to say sexual education, but I know you don't get taught that in college. But, like, do you get taught, like, sexual misconduct officer is what I'm getting, a sexual misconduct officer. Like, someone could be going to school for that, sexual misconduct. I don't know what, like, that's, I mean, I know what it is in like a college, but I don't know why that would be pertinent or significant to somebody. I think that's all for now. Heavens love you. God loves you. I love you. I miss you, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.